was theirs. There you go.
Actually, 1799.
I'm the
Testing,
same way.
testing, 1, 2.
one-shot thing. That's a,
No further ado.
It was 73 years ago, a number of years that most of us can imagine, that we were gifted with Deborah Lynn Friedman. In her limited 59 years, single-handedly, she impacted the spiritual experience of practicing Jews, Reform, Conservative, Orthodox, Reconstructionist, whatever, throughout the world. Tonight, to get a deeper sense of the power and scope of her sharings, with the exception of the candle blessing, Baruch, Kiddush, Motzin, Aleinu, all of the musical settings, some of which we do regularly anyhow, all of the musical settings tonight will be those of Debbie Friedman, except for one by her dear friend Jeff Klepper, and that's his Hashkivenu Chatima that we do regularly here because I have too many requests on that one. Shortly, we will all be singing, all of us, hint, hint, the first verse of Debbie Friedman's Shalom Aleichem. So, to make that more familiar, we're going to use that opening theme for our opening nigun. Ya-da-da-dum, ya-da-da-da-dum, ya-da-dum-da-dum, ya-da-dum-da-da-dum. Back to the beginning. Ya-da-da-da-dum, ya-da-da-da-dee-dum, ya-da-da-da-da-da. All of us. Ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da. Back to the beginning. Ya-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-dee-dum, ba-dee-da-dum, ba-dum, ya-da-dee-dum, ya-da-da-da-dum, ya-da-da-da-dum, ya-da-da-da-da-dee-da-dum. To the beginning. Ya-da-da-dee-da, ya-da-da-da-dee-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-dee-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-dee-da-dum.
Welcome aboard, everyone. Good evening and almost Shabbat Shalom. We definitely, especially welcome everyone joining us online and by live stream from our congregational website. We do hope you made an opportunity and occasion beforehand to download a copy of our satellite Siddur to keep you in orbit so you can follow along and take part actively in the service. As the cantor mentioned, this is Shabbat Shira. Tomorrow morning we read in the Torah the drama of how the Israelites crossed through the divided sea and sang God's praises. And ever since, this Shabbat is called Shabbat Shira, the Sabbath of song. And so it's always been our practice that our beloved cantorial soloist carries the freight much more than usual. We're going to invite everyone to open in your prayer books, and we begin by carrying a little water ourselves as we share. 124 in the middle of the page. Let us all together share our congregation's mission statement of this assemblage gathered tonight in worship. Middle of 124. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who are hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful. Let's turn back a couple pages to 121, and I always feel obligated to point out that this is not nepotism because I do not assign the pulpit honors. As we kick off my 10th year with the congregation, the ushers have endowed the privilege of benching Licht upon your Rebbitzin. And you know to use the microphone.
I do, because when I am not here, I can't hear when I'm watching online. So I will definitely make sure I use the microphone. If I can open this box, there we go. Maybe not. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Let's continue reading together. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Everyone smile at the person closest you didn't come with and say, Shabbat Shalom. I came with you.
You can say it anyhow. Shabbat shalom.
Now here's the beauty of it. The cantor has you warmed up because she introduced the melody, Deborah Lynn Freeman's melody for Shalom Aleichem, page 138. She introduced the melody. We were humming it a few minutes ago, and now, at no additional cost, you get the words.
So we're going to start it with the Shalom Aleichem melody, then I'll go off with the next verse, and then we'll come back to our melody that we all know. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShoret, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMochim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 144, Chatzi Kaddish, is our transition into our worship service, and we're bypassing that and going directly to 146 because you are warmed up. Let us rise together for the call to worship.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Even as we rise out of respect when the judge enters the courtroom or the king enters the throne room to hold court, so can we be seated once more. As we turn the page, and I invite everyone to immerse in one of the four prayers here, Hebrew, English, or the two alternate English, and ponder for a moment and meditate on the vastness and unknowability of God as the creator of all things. 148, 149, right after where you just were. Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv Haravim, which brings us to the second prayer in preparation for the Shema, Ahavat Olam, on page 150.
shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gate, when thou sittest by the house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes, and thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates, and upon thy gates, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Gulan, page 157. Standing between past and future at this present moment on the parted shores of history, we believe still what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, together, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, a winding way to that promise, that there is no way to get from here to there.
Yep, Debbie Freedom. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסיף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסיף אלה. מלכותך רעו פניך, בוקר יום לפני משה, ואלי ענו ויאמרו, ואלי ענו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כיפת אדוני יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה.
After the power and drama of the Song of the Sea, the serenity of a bedtime prayer, 161. Ashkivenu ronalo henu l'shalom, amidenu malkenu l'chayim, ufros alenu sukat shlomecha v'taknenu b'tzatu al-mechmech v'oshienu l'man shemecha v'hagein ba'adenu. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms as we offer a bedtime benediction to one another. Adonai, help us to walk with good commandments, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts. Lie down in peace, rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, Aporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu Val Kol Amo Yisrael Ba'al Yerushalayim. 162.
Elaine, you know this one. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'toratam b'rit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'toratam b'rit olam. B'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru, wrong one. B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'toratam b'rit olam. Ron has the keyboard so he can pick a different melody if he wants. We'll continue.
All right, here's the thing. On the one hand, we would now continue with tefillah, prayer with a capital P on page 164. But on the other hand, this is, do you want to say it with me? Look at the calendar. The first Friday of the month, which means that there's a celebration Shabbat, when we make a fuss over all of the members of our temple family who, let's see, today is the 7th. Who already have or will shortly be celebrating birthdays and anniversaries in this month of February, so recently begun. Esty Cartman, birthday girl, you're safe because you already got spanked on the 4th. Melissa Kalu, our office manager, we made a fuss over her Wednesday at our interfaith celebration. Jane Barron, Donald Barger, Lydia Kruger, Audrey Snyder, Steve Goldenberg, Thomas Rosenberg, Judy Margolewski, you can run but you can't hide, in the back row there. Leonard Weisberg, Betsy Rosenberg, Mitch Braun, I know what you got for your birthday. Alan Kluger and Sally Aaron, who's here. And Mitch and Bob, 42 years this month. Happy anniversary, kids. So everybody with a February celebration, stand so we can see you, because those who are watching online and those who are not present, virtually or otherwise, you are the antennas to broadcast this blessing from our cantor through all of us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
Standing, the rest of us are going to stand with you, because on page 164, we're about to, however, virtually take a small step apart and therefore begin in unison by proclaiming together with one voice the word of the psalmist, Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi yagid tilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. composer of that neo-Hasidic melody that everyone knows we always do was? As well as a contemporary nusach. I mean, Carol and I hosted the cantor who was the head of the San Francisco Hebrew Free Loan Association. Had him over for dinner, and we were talking about music, and this guy's a conservative cantor, and I asked him, this is 1978, when Debbie was just starting to become noticed. And I said, what do you think of Debbie Friedman's contemporary melodies, sort of folk rock, folk, and singer-songwriter? And he wrinkled his nose and said, no nusach. You know, for a traditional cantor who's brought up with Orthodox melodies, there's certain modes you follow. And what he could not have foreseen is that this mode for this prayer is so universally known that it's done in Orthodox congregations where they're not even aware that a Reformed summer camp song leader wrote it.
And many of her songs are written with nusach.
No question. She changed the landscape. As we come back together in song, we also stand together virtually in prayer for members of our congregation and those precious to them, who even on this doubly joyous celebration, Shabbat, first Shabbat of the month, lie on beds of illness, preparing for, recovering from surgery, anxiously awaiting test results, looking to break out of invidious cycles of anxiety, addiction, pain, and fear. So many people in need of so many different kinds of healing. Among them, our prayers are asked for Leah Jacobson, Joan Thompson, Bert Posner, Freda Rosef, Roberta Schwartz, Jane Barron, Joanne Blau, Maxine Brenner, Shirley Posner, Larry Satcher, Lydia Kruger, Marty Holtz, Talara Batshira, Ron Duaron, Robert D'Onofrio, John Vernon, Jill Birch, Kayla Monasterio, Julie Fitzgerald, Susan Donahue, Margaret Gallivan, Ruth Ann Ludolph, Pamela Michelle, Gary Singer, Marianne Mulligan, Peter Giori, Linda Gagnon, Christy Raymond, Phil Fournier, Tom Malota, Brandon Ben Sharon, Neil Snyder, Roger Andrzejewski, Eugene D'Onofrio, Edward Margolis, Teddy Emerson, Ellen Demers, Rodney Schmel, and all those whose names we call out to build and add to our prayer list. And those distance davening with us, don't be bashful about calling out a name to the screen, however virtually we will hear it, as together we share this prayer for healing. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And Mitch and Bob, since you're our anniversary couple, would you come up and honor us by introducing the Kiddush this evening? Bob, come on, he needs all the help he can get, front and center.
The seventh day is consecrated to the eternal God. On Shabbat, the eternal sign of creation. Remember that we are created in the divine image. We therefore raise the cup in thanksgiving. Together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'rotzah v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תפילה למקראי קודש זכר יציאת מצרים קיוונו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני And anybody who doesn't know, this divine, beep, beep, this divine challah that we've been enjoying these past several weeks, yes, that is the creator. Yeah. Shall we now join in the Motzi? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'teyam.
Anyone want a slice? Come get
There's
some.
a lot here.
So Island Halaman,
Yeah, we don't have baskets up here right today.
self-service. You want it, you got to come get it. If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. You better hurry because it's going fast.
If you pass, you're going to be sorry. It's really outstanding.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good. Oh, sorry.
I just have that piece right there, you don't have to cut that.
I'm teasing.
Thank you. But I'll take that slice now. I'll share with my mother.
Or not.
Put some in here and I'll walk around with it.
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at you.
I get mine afterwards.
Take the whole thing.
I would if I weren't leaving town tomorrow morning.
Uh-oh. Good luck.
I was getting all comfortable getting ready for the rabbi's sermon when I remembered not tonight. Oh, rats. For us adults, Debbie Friedman's music that we know best are her melodic, heart-gripping things. So I'm going to start with one, and then we'll switch out of that. But for starters, we're going to talk about peace. Sim Shalom, grant peace, goodness, and blessing, grace, kindness, and mercy. This is her Nasim Shalom, actually from the morning's liturgy, but shh, don't tell anybody. And if you know it, please join in. Nasim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Nasim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Let the light of your presence be the light of our lives. Grant us happiness, mercy, and peace. May the people of Israel join hands with the world, and our passion for justice increase. Nasim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Nasim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Now, speaking of upbeat, which we weren't, but we are now. I was going to have everybody just sing this one when I realized, unless you taught Hebrew school, you probably grew up without it. So, who here would like to learn the alphabet, the English alphabet, without the A, B, C, D, E, F, G? It would be a real pain in the tuchus. But until Debbie Friedman came along, that's how we had to learn it, the hard way. But God bless her. She solved our problems. So, I'm going to do the introduction, then you're going to be singing it responsively with me, the alphabet. While they are in Hebrew school, they're going to have some fun and sing the Hebrew alphabet, a song for everyone. It's going to be quite simple, 'cause all you'll have to do is sing the letters after me, then I'll sing after you. Aleph, bet, bet,
Aleph, bet, bet,
Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yod, Kaf, Chaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Sam, Chayin, Pei, Pei, Tzadik, Kuf, Resh, Tzadik, Kuf, Shin,
Shin,
Sin,
Sin,
Tav,
Tav.
Shin, Sin, Tav. We'll pick it up now. Aleph, bet, bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yod, Kaf, Chaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samech, Ayin, Pei, Pei, Tzadik, Kuf, Resh, Shin, Sin, Tav. Wouldn't that have been a lot easier? But now our kids, our grandkids, don't have to schwitz. Thank you, Debbie, for yet another gift. The last Friday this month we read Parashat Truma, offering. This year, there are two special features during that service, but I'm not going to tell you what they are. You will see shortly. Tonight, though, we're going to call upon Debbie Friedman's setting, which is based on the early text from that Torah portion. Again, if you know it, join in. Holy place. And it's in English. These are the gifts that we bring, that we may build a holy place. This is the spirit that we bring, that we may build a holy place. Like here, we will bring all the goodness that comes from our hearts, and the Spirit of God will dwell within. These are the prayers that we bring, that we may make a holy place. These are the visions that we seek, that we may build this holy place. Let our promise be ever strong, and our hearts rise together in song, that the Spirit of God and the Spirit of love, Shekhinah, may dwell within. We're going to close it with words that we all know, but just if you want back up, page 625. It's the last verse of Adon Olam. While her text is in Hebrew, it means, into his hand, as in into God's hand, I entrust my spirit. When I sleep and when I'm awake, and with my spirit, my body, my Lord is with me, and I shall not fear. A lot easier said than done. And this is Debbie Friedman's setting of it. Join in.
Shabbat Shalom. Greetings from our Board of Directors and a few announcements. First off, I'd like to congratulate Rabbi Mark Gross on his 10th anniversary at JCMI. On behalf of the board, I would like to thank you for the continuous work you do for each and every one of our members and the community. I welcome visitors worshiping with us tonight and invite you to stay on hand for the Oneg Shabbat following services. The Cantor's special music celebration has been tonight in observance of Shabbat Shira, and Cantor, I thank you for the lovely service. Thank you very much. Tonight's Oneg was coordinated by Mary Pinto, Joanne Blau, Mitch Braun, Bob Jarez, Sandra Heckler, Barbara Holtz, Phyllis Rosenblum, Robin Singer, and Beth Weinberg. Our Oneg is sponsored by Denise Schwartzman, Marlene Glass, and the Bergman family in honor of Rabbi Mark Gross's 10th anniversary at JCMI. Our lovely flowers are sponsored by Aaron Alter, the Alter and Inaglio family, in memory of Stephen M. Alter. Current details of everything going on in congregational life can be found on our website, in our monthly newsletter, The Messenger, and in the semi-weekly email notifications we send out to membership. Tonight, I remind everyone that we are having a special Oneg in honor of Rabbi Mark Gross's 10th year anniversary, so please attend the Oneg tonight. Reminder that the CPR training is rescheduled to February 28th at 10 a.m. Sue is looking for volunteers to assist the farmers market on February 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please contact Sue or the office if you can help. Rabbi Gross's next lifelong learning series will be Sunday, February 9th at 10 a.m. Our next film, Paul Newman, Behind Blue Eyes, will be Sunday, February 16th at 2 p.m. A reception will follow the film. The next Women's Book Club will be February 18th at 11 a.m. here at JCMI. The book of the month is Solace Marner by George Eliot. All are welcome, including men, and you're welcome even if you didn't read the book. The Andrea Bocelli concert will be Thursday, February 20th at 7:30 p.m. John Stetson, The Mentalist, is back and will be on Saturday, February 22nd at 7:30. You can purchase tickets at jcmimusic.com. We have Monday night bingo every Monday night. Doors open at 5:30. Anthony Pinto Jr.'s honey is on sale at the office for $15. A portion of the sale goes to the temple. The office is selling memorial yard-side candles when you have a need. Do not forget to bring in food for those in the community who are less fortunate when you come on Fridays, or leave a donation in the tzedakah box, and I thank you for that. And now, as we move to conclusion of tonight's service, I invite to the bema our final honorees, Beth and Frank Weinberg. Let us please reopen our prayer books to page 586 and rise together for Elena.
As they come forward, we're going to give a very special acknowledgement to our accompanist this evening, Dr. Ron Dwaron, longtime friend we don't get to see very much of. Alenu, middle, bottom half, I should say, page 586.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tet gedula liyotzeh brishit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'arotzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo
Our Kaddish prayer on page 598 is a tribute on this Shabbat to Sig Migden, the father of our friend Roberta Schwartz, a longtime active member of the congregation, taken from our midst during this past week. And to Harry Shapiro, Cantor's dear cousin, should be winging off after Shabbat to join the rest of the family to consign him to his resting place. And we wish her a safe trip and look forward to welcoming her back next Shabbat. We name as well these whose families observe yet the first month of Shloshim. Etta Gluzband, Sorley Scheinberg, Jane Galler, Karen Glass, Joanne Human. And these, the anniversaries of whose death were observed during the week now ending. Stephen Alter, Albert Chase, Abraham Cooperman, Abraham Glassgold, Alexander M. Goldenberg, Ruth Goldstein, Phyllis Greenspan, A.B. Hankin, Frida Kozlau, Eva Levin, Dr. Charles Lieberman, Herman Lintz, Becky Nachmias, Barney Parrish, Max Poverman, Elizabeth Poverman, Robert Sachs, Josephina Sakes. Anyone have Avi Luton Yahrzeit in addition?
Jim Steiner.
Denton Lawrence. Richard Israel. Zichronam livracha, may remembering them be a blessing. Yit gadal v'yit kadash, shemei rabba. Alma divrach yirutei v'yam lichmal hutei. Chayechon v'yomechon, chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Agalav yizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shalom. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal l'shmei dekudishon. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tishbechata v'nachama. Damiran v'alma. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Ose shalom b'imromav. Uya ose shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. May the maker of peace on high make peace for us, for all Israel, and for those who mourn. And let us say. And we're going to close this evening on page 625, Adon Olam, the first and last. How come everyone sits down for the closing song? The Methodists all stand up to bring up from the kishkes, right?
We're not Methodists.
625. Adon Olam, first and last verses to the melody of Shalom Aleichem we did earlier on, yes? That's exciting.
Open and close with the same melody. Adon Olam, Hashem Malach, B'Terem Kol Yetzir Nivra, Le'it Nosa V'Chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nivra,
Person at the other end of the service that said Shabbat Shalom to you? We'll say Shabbat Shalom back to them. Everyone, if you'd be good enough to park your books out in the front hall, and we'll meet you in the social hall for Oneg. Shabbat Shalom.